Hello and welcome to Zero Cool Gaming. And today I'm here to give a game review of Sudeki. Sudeki is a light action RPG. You have 4 players on your team, and it goes through a unique and very vibrant world of colors and magic. Sudeki is set in a world torn apart from light and shadow, rent asunder by deceit and betrayal, a land that cries out for peace that only 4 united heroes can provide. Beyond the protective walls of Beyond the protective walls of the Illumina Castle lies miles of pastoral, rolling countryside, a once serene landscape. The Aclorian forces have transformed the countryside into a charred battlefield. Simply passing through the region is unsafe, as travelers must be ever alert for ambushes. 4 friends have joined together to aid their queen through destined encounters with ancient gods, primordial wonders, and marvelous inventions. Your foes and betrayals haunt their every step. A keen eye could prove vital, exposing essential clues as well as secrets and traps. And as the companions make their way through the darkness and the light, they'll discover that those 2 extremes have more in common than they once imagined. It is a real-time combat with incredible spells and combos. You can control any one of your 4 champions at any time that they're part of the party, and you can skip between them at will. You can customize each character's armor, weapon, and spells to evolve into more powerful attacks and defenses. This game was released on March 24th of 2005, and it is a beautiful game. It really is. And lots of color, lots of fantasy aspects to it. The story isn't all that in depth or in detail, but it's there and it keeps the gameplay moving along. You always have something new to do. There are so many things in this game that are there just for you to interact with that you will never be bored with it. The arrival of Sudeki initially scared many of the players because of its violence or its suspenseful game narrative. But before it arrived, which conjured up through popular culture, people demonize this game for reasons, it's sexist, that type of stuff. And it's not. It really isn't. I've never understood why people bring these type of things up in a game. It's a game. It's a fantasy. It's not reality. So all of that type of downplay or bad commentary, I've never agreed with any of it. Basically, it's a role-playing game. It's a world ripped apart where shadows become light and evil stalks both. While excessively dramatic, Sudeki brings its players into a world of immense fantasy and adventure. Controlling the 4 heroes is a lot of fun. It offers, yes, violence, sexuality, and significant game choices. It's full of action, wonderful gameplay, and hours of fun. Your heroes collaborate with ancient gods, clash with elders, and unanimously elect to destroy the evil that is against them. The game's narrative and playability are vital aesthetics represents the strengths of sudeki. For example, admits the storytelling and elaborate scenarios of sudeki are, they're paired with great fighting and intense combat. And that is very true. It's slow motion, bullet time, magic effects, ranged weapons, melee weapons, and I'm not going to say it's expansive, but you do have a few different combos that you can use for each character. I would say that gameplay is definitely its strength, where the story is secondary. Likewise, the reduction of hyperfocus on the game's aesthetics and its reactionary politics were seen in an unsavory light because, people. They say it was mainly made for male players, which I find hilarious because a lot of the people who designed those characters were women. So, yeah, there's that. Sudeki's images of a fantasy world and its ancient times are a message to its ideology and vision. Just as with so many other current video games, sudeki allows players to work through anxiety, providing significant lessons about good versus evil and personal responsibility. The game's media materials are revealing here as it describes the game as the hardships that await you, from invading armies to ruthless villains, some vicious monsters to unthinkable betrayals. Even the resources you possess don't make the game. You never enter a god mode in this game. You're never completely unbeatable. Together, you and your friends will unravel the mysteries of your world even as you face its greatest dangers. Playing this game and thinking about its message takes me back to ancient times, or allows me to engage in a war of fantasy against different types of evil from all over the realms. Okay, so the world and its environments, of course, as I stated, this is a beautiful game. The night sky is darkened with a navy blue hue. The clutter of modern day society is nothing more than fiction, because there are no, big cities with factories and stuff like that pumping out, God knows what. And the townspeople are actually sweet and kind to talk to. The worlds are comprised of villages, and they'd make a perfect vacation spot for someone, or a decent place to explore for others. Gameplay is anything but traditional. It is an action RPG, but to further help the understanding of how the game plays, but in reality, it's a simple RPG mechanics. They're almost done for you in that respect. Your four heroes include Tal, Ailish, Buki, and Elko. Tal carries a big sword, wears big boots, and sports an unhappy look on his face. Ailish is a queen. She has a very bright outlook on life and the world around her. Buki is a cat-like half-breed person, and she's a melee fighter, of course. And with Elko, he's a scientist who has made amazing discoveries and developed, amazing technologies. And some of those technologies you use along your way. Each of these characters has a special ability that makes them a key ingredient in the game's gameplay. Um, like Tal's defense ability, Ailish's regen ability, uh, Buki's speed burst ability makes everyone faster, and Elko's ability to increase everyone's attacks. These greatly help out, especially in the later game combat, because you need to essentially every time you enter combat, you'll activate these abilities first and then finish combat. So it's really basic, it's really simple, but it's fun. It's a beautiful game, keeps you interested. There's always something else to do. Like I said, there's always chests to open or little paths to go exploring down to find a secret, or there's little side quests that need to be finished. So there's always something for you to do in this game. It's well designed in that respect. You can go through this game, and by the time you get to the end of it, you're usually high enough to just finish the game and see the rest of the story. So, why do I enjoy this game? Well, to me it's one of those thankless games that it does not require grinding. It doesn't require you to sit there and kill 150 creatures to get 15 of X to create Y. None of that is present in this game, for the most part. Most of the time, you can collect everything that you need for your side quests while doing the main quest. Assuming that you picked up the side quests as you were going along. How you pick up side quests, they're not marked. The people who give them to you are not marked. You literally just have to talk to everyone. Good thing is that everyone is not like thousands of people. I think in the whole game you have like maybe 200 people total that you can talk to. It is a hack and slash type action RPG. Like I said, gameplay is very simplistic. It's very simplified so that almost anybody can jump into this game and enjoy it. You don't have to have a long history or knowledge of RPG mechanics to enjoy it at all. Um, it does have different difficulties. Uh, the constant flow of enemies will be hard to defeat until you've gained more experience and superior weaponry. Stock up on health items, and remember to use Tal Shield. Yes, always, because it has the damage that you and your party will take. And health items, you can only carry so many health items. Every item that you has its own limit. Like low level health items, you can carry like 15 of those, but your high level health items, you can only carry 2. So you really have to play with that. You kind of have to figure out what you're going to use and what you're not going to use. And then there's hotkeys for all of them. Well, that's basically my review of Sudeki. I hope that you enjoyed it, and enjoy the rest of your day.